Hey everybody, welcome into August 17th. Really getting to the back nine of the summer, it feels like. And all y'all are doing great. I feel like I want to share my admiration and my just incredible, I am so humbled for the people on this channel, how amazing they are, the work they're doing, the things they're doing. I just really need to say this out loud. I also need to tell you how amazing you all are, how wonderful you all are, and I just don't really ever say that enough. So please let me say that today. Really. This has been tough, okay? This has been a difficult journey, but you know what? I haven't done them in a while, but I used to do some abundance readings with people, and basically just like abundance. It turned into a session. It wasn't really about reading tarot. It was really about channeling their mission in life, their purpose. And I do feel like this twin flame journey does hook into that because it's solving a problem, one of the problems for you. It's solving the problem of self-love. It's solving the problem of understanding how valuable and how important you are, understanding your mission in life and things like that, independent of love or independent of another person on this planet, and knowing that your own journey is as critical, as important as anyone else's. You are, what am I looking for here? I feel like I woke up this morning with a very still sense, very gigantic awareness of when people ask me about mission, right? They typically talk about it in terms of their work and sometimes mission is love. Right? Mission can be, and I believe it is for a lot of millennials, is just to be, upending institutions and being love, right? Being not sort of getting sucked into some old paradigms, some old ways of living that are no longer beneficial to the planet, right? I feel like that's the mission of millennials. And the ones coming after them, I don't even know what that generation is, but the one that's coming after them, because now millennials are teenagers and grown-ups. Not teenagers, right? Teenagers, yeah. So, y'all, like the kids from Parkland, they have a mission, right? So, the idea of spreading love, the idea of seeing, now we're seeing things more clearly, right? It used to be that it was very hard to, someone was emotionally abusing you, or if someone was being, a taker, someone was being a vampire, someone was being, whatever you want to call it, it was sort of like, well, maybe I'm just crazy, right? It was sort of dismissed. There was a lot of people who dismissed that. And I feel like one of the things we do for each other in this group is we don't dismiss those things. Your knowing. This is all about trusting your own knowing. You know what your mission is. Your soul knows what your mission is. That is why I talk all the time about spiritual development. That's why I talk all the time about meditation and keeping, and going inside. And it's really your spiritual journey and everything like that. This is about trusting your own knowing. Because you can't control all the flakes, weirdos. I'm not going to use those words. Who cares, right? But you can't control other people who are trying to take from you. And a lot of us on this channel, and I will include myself in that, have had people constantly trying to take from them. And you know why that is? You got to turn it around for yourself. All right? You know why that is? Because you got a special light. You got a special light. That's why people come for you. That's why you attract all these negs or all these people who are difficult to deal with, or vampires, or people who are narcissistic or are takers. They have their own way. And here's the thing. This is the most critical thing in my view. When you look at the situation, what are those people doing? they seek validation outside themselves. They just do it differently. They do it in a negative way. And for a lot of us in the community, there's a lot of empaths here. And one of the problems that an empath needs to solve for himself or herself is seeking validation in outside sources. And so, because you have a job to be compassionate and empathic, you also have a job to protect that, right? And not let people drain you, right? Not be so giving that there's nothing left for you. We talk about this a lot. So I just want to validate my own knowing by speaking it out loud. Validate yourself. Validate yourself. You need validation, validate yourself. You need love, love yourself. You want attention, be attentive to yourself. Really as simple as that. And I worked for Microsoft for a short period of time, out in Seattle. I was in charge of their studio. Whenever they would go on CNN or NBC or anything like that, or CNBC, they had a fabulous, I want to say a fabulous TV studio, and I would run the live shot. I would have my director, and I would have my tech guys, and I would, welcome in Steve Ballmer, whoever it was, sit him down, put his, get his IFB going, his earpiece and everything, and make sure they're comfortable and everything like that, and talk to the producer in New York, and make sure it all happened, right? That was my job. And one of the things I do remember from Microsoft days, and it was a very short period of time, don't get me wrong, was they were constantly talking about, there was a lot of entrepreneurial people that worked there. Same with Apple, same with Nike, same with companies like that. It was about being the answer to the problem you seek in the world. How do I say that? It's like being the solution, seeking the solution to the big problem that you've been trying to solve your whole life for yourself. What is that? They're called wicked problems or wicked, right? And it's like, you can see it in a lot of really cool products and services and things where and don't look at the solution. So you're like, oh, I just want more money, right? Those are solutions. Those are results of solving the problems you want to solve for yourself. Once you solve a problem for yourself, I guarantee you there is a tribe out there. Because look, this is what we're doing right here. I'm working on solving the problem that has vexed me my entire life. And you're here because we connect, we resonate with each other. There is a connection here. There is a profound simpatico. I see you, right? So be the solution to the problem you've always sought to find. Turn it back on yourself. What is the problem you've always sought? What is the problem you've always been trying to solve? That is a mission. I don't know if it's the mission. For me, it's the mission. For you, it could be just a mission. But it's certainly a mission for you. What is the problem you've been trying to solve your whole life? That guy who doesn't like to wear tucked-in shirts, right? His company is called Untuck It. And the problem he was solving his whole life is, I don't like the way I look. I know. Okay. Hey, that's his problem, right? I don't like the way I looked in tucked-in shirts. I like untucked shirts. I feel like that reflects my personality more. I feel more comfortable that way. I don't like tucking in. It requires a belt, all these other stuff. But he solved a problem that millions of other men have. That's a very small example, but the guy is pretty successful. And I'm not talking just about being successful with money, okay? Money is an end result of that, of solving a problem. If you have the problem, I guarantee you other people have that problem. I guarantee you. Because one of the things I have learned in doing this, in doing readings for hundreds of people, is Shakespeare was right. There's really only 7 stories. We are more alike than we think. we do resonate with each other on deep levels in big numbers. So who's ever listening to this, the message here, if this resonates with you, this video is for you. Because I woke up with a distinct calling this morning, like a micro calling, right? Today's, for August 17th, here's your micro calling, is to say this out loud. Because I've just naturally, as an entrepreneur, as someone who sought, who worked in journalism, who worked in television, NBC, ABC, whatever, my job was, I was always trying to seek the truth. I was trying to seek the information. I was always looking for information. Always wanted that, right? Always wanted that. What's the truth? What's the, Sagittarius, truth, right? Gemini moon, so that's communication. Libra, woo! Page of Cups, I'll keep that out. That was the problem I was trying to solve. And it was really about speaking my own truth. I saw it on a macro level, right? I saw it on a macro level. I saw it in that media. I didn't realize that media, making video, making television, was going to be important later on. Look at your own life. Be the solution to a wicked problem. And trust your knowing. These are big messages for today. Trust your knowing. I'm going to write that down. Trust your knowing. Because that's how I think a lot of people in this world come up with brilliant solutions. That when they're connected to their guides, when they're connected on this very high vibrational planet, channel, they get the answers, right? God sends your higher self, guides, wherever it's coming from. You're getting the answers. And then you're like, no, that can't be it. No, me? Why me? And you diminish yourself. Now, we talk a lot about twin flame. And let's extrapolate this idea to twin flame. Okay? So solving your own problem does help the twin. And by the way, for those of you, I've seen some really kind of negative comments about people who are like, that's bullshit, that's crazy, the twin flame thing. Take away labels. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Okay? It really isn't. Because if you want to be a solution in the world, a light in the world, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be this person that solves problems or that is a bright light, is whatever, you know what you do? You trust your own knowing. That's what you do. Trust your own knowing. Dorothy had it in her all along. You could always go home, Dorothy. You always had the power. It's all within you. That's the message of the Wizard of Oz. You don't have to seek outside validation. It's within you all along. That lion had courage. That tin man had a heart. That scarecrow had a brain. Nobody, just because a guy with a bag full of tricks told him it was, then they believed it, right? Trust your own knowing. Believe in yourself. So August 17th for you, my darlings. Things are about to come to fruition, my darlings. Things are about for you to bear fruit. I realize you all have been waiting a long time. And like I said, everything is within you. You got to plumb those depths. That's kind of cool. Oh boy. There's some disappointment. Hold on. Overarching energy of the reading. Once you do this, once you find love within yourself, within your walled garden. Seriously, Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, pretty much the same person. Once you find love within yourself, look at this. Tending the garden and now coming to fruition, right? Now it's coming to fruition. The love within yourself, the moon, knowing that it's inside you. It's been inside you all along. I feel like when we're talking about the divine masculine here, I feel like they are going, this is sort of separate. This is sort of separate. Three of Swords, Justice, Emperor. They might be going through a karmic, let's see, one for the Three of Swords here. One for the Five of Cups. Again, if you were in a situation that was negative for you, Magician, if you were in a situation with your divine masculine, with that other person who you feel really strongly is deeply connected to you, let's just get rid of labels here, okay? They're trying very hard to hold on, and they're struggling here with too much responsibility. And, I mean, this could even be like a physical heart attack. I mean, this Emperor Justice, super, like, rigid. I like Justice. Justice is Libra. Things need to be balanced. But when it's paired with the Emperor, it feels like, I must make this work, right? There is that feeling. Emperor trying to control the situation. And they're learning they can't control the situation. And what have you done, meantime, is you've tended your own garden. The moon here, Queen of Swords, discernment. I like that a lot, okay? Because Queen of Swords is no bullshit, right? She's like, I know what I want. It's very simple. It's very simple, right? Two of Cups. It's not delusional. It's not, this is about getting clear about feelings too. Getting clear about this situation for yourself. Getting really clear and knowing that really it's just you, okay, that needs, you are your own validation, right? You are your own, in your own walled garden. Queen of Pentacles, strength, Leo energy. You are your own strength here. And when you look at the difference here, the Justice and the Emperor card, about how this is about institutions, right? This is about law, leadership, current, you know, being in a place, like I have a lot of responsibilities, 10 of Wands, being in very important jobs or being in very important positions, socially, in terms of family, in terms of whatever. They see themselves as super important, and that their responsibilities, 10 of Wands, are breaking their heart, right? Like literally breaking their heart. I remember working, I had a, when I had my own agency, I had a client who was very passionate about helping people get out of debt. He was a financial guy. And we were working on building a TV show for him that was about helping people get out of their own way when it comes to living the life they want. So people are very focused on retirement, right? It's out there. It's out there. I work all my life. Many, many, many people work at jobs they can't stand. They work with people they don't like. There's all this very bad angst and crazy and drama. And 10 of Wands, feeling like you're pushing against a rope here. Feeling, right? There's all this stuff. And my client would come in and be like, I remember this distinctly, this couple. The man in his mid-50s and his wife. I think she was a teacher or something like that, okay? And he was an executive at one of the big companies in Connecticut. And, you know, vice president, senior vice president, he was a big deal, okay? And had climbed or whatever. And they came in to my client, I'm going to call him Archie. They came into Archie and they said, hey, the wife said, we're looking here to figure out our retirement plans. And Archie was like, well, what do you want right now? And she was like, no, I'm talking about out there. I'm talking about 10 years from now. And Archie was like, looked at the husband and said to the husband, you look overburdened. That's why I'm bringing this up. And he was like, well, he's like, I'm stuck until 8 years from now when I can finally gain my retirement. And so for the next 8 years. And the wife like kind of threw up her hands and she's like, well, what will it matter? You'll be dead by then anyway. And Archie was like, hold up. What did I just hear? Because what they were doing was they were stuck in this golden handcuff thing. And they just threw up their hands. They just thought that there was no way of working around it. And what Archie did was he showed them, he finally got the husband to say, well, I'd really like to flip houses, right? The guy had worked 30 years and had amassed quite a puddle of money. The wife had her money too from her own retirement fund with being a teacher, and he worked on how to help them. And he said, okay, you only have to be in that job 2 more years. Get yourself healthy, because he was going to have a heart attack. Get yourself healthy. I'll work on rearranging the money, and we'll make an exit plan for you. And 2 years later, that guy retired with like 85% of his benefits, but they're flipping houses, and they make way more money doing that. That's what the guy wanted to do. And he's happy. You know why? Because he's happy. He's creating abundance because he's happy. He was in that job that was killing him. All right? That's what this situation is. The divine masculine I'm talking about today is in a situation that is killing him. You have abundance because you're plumbing the depths of your own feelings. You're recognizing that solving the problem that you've been trying to solve all your life, you recognize that internally you're able to create abundance because you are moving into happiness. You are doing the work. You're doing the work. No one's going hungry. No one's kids are out on the streets. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Okay? This is about, okay, looking at your life, how can I create abundance in my life? What does abundance mean for me? Is it only about money, solely about money, or is it about something else? I want to have more time with my kids. Okay, so a friend of mine became a teacher because she would get time off in the summer in order to do that, right? How can you look at your life? Because this divine masculine is reflecting to the divine feminine who's watching this, who is working on creating abundance in her life. The divine feminine is seeing that feelings are the way. Feelings are the root to the answer of the problem. How do you feel? And trusting your own knowing around your feelings, that's how you know where to go. You get me? That's how you know where to go. Right? I let my agency slide off the cliff because I just didn't care anymore. Just didn't care. Now, in someone else's hands, they would be energized by it. They would see that that was a problem that needed solving. I personally didn't think it was a problem that needed solving. I don't think people need to be on CNN. I just don't. I feel like we are now a more egalitarian, flat, in terms of social media has really evened the playing field. And I just don't feel that's necessary anymore. I feel like TV's going to be dead in 2 years. Mark my words. I feel like TV is dead. And it's just going to morph into something else. It's not going to completely go away. But it's going to morph into something else. So now, what I started out doing in the media, I share my own truth to you. I work on solving the problem every day that has vexed me. That's what I've learned in my life, is to solve the problem, the wicked problem. Wicked, as we say in New England. Wicked. I won't say the right, well, wicked pissa, right? Like, I won't. It's a New England thing. All right. And not worthy of repeating, okay? So, what's going on down here before I move on? You got Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. The celebration here, joy. Being in your passion is being in your joy. And I do feel like your divine masculine is feeling like you're leaving him. When you do that, when you solve problems, there are people in this world that want to keep you small. I have run across that a lot because they don't have the courage themselves to move their life forward or and maybe that's not their job, right? Maybe it's not their job to make their life really big. Okay. But whatever your path is here, do not diminish yourself because you feel you're going to leave your masculine behind, because they're going to benefit from watching you. Okay? They're going to benefit. And they might feel like, look, you are the magician and I'm left behind. They may feel that and try to keep you small. If that's true, turn on that heel and walk away, because that ain't healthy. All right? So they might try to keep you there by manipulation. They might try to keep you small. That is super low vibration. That is super low. And yes, masculines, feminines can be in low vibration. That's what we're doing here, is raising vibration. So by extension, sometimes they're in low vibration. They're not always in high vibration, okay? Just get me on that one. So the blocks here, you're going and not really talking about it. So trusting your own knowing. In the past, you haven't trusted your own knowing, and that has been a block. Okay, walking away without talking, or walking away and, let's see, one more here. One more here as a block. That's really going toward your own knowing. Devil. Leaving that behind. Leaving anything that makes you smaller. That which makes you smaller isn't meant for you. Is that the statement? Don't let anybody try to make you smaller. Promise me, okay? Actions you can take. You got to get rid of that codependent thing of like, oh, well, I need to just I need to go to Thanksgiving because everyone's expecting me. Not if they're awful to you. Seven of Swords. Fool. It's really about being clear. It's really about escaping a situation that isn't healthy for you. It doesn't mean the divine masculine's not going to come back. All right, just forget about that. Everybody's like, oh, I can't leave my divine masculine. He's going to, right, stop. The important part is leaving behind a pattern. You're not leaving a human being behind. You're leaving behind something that's unhealthy for you. You know it. You're deeply connected to this feeling of what doesn't work for you. You're not leaving a person behind. That's very codependent thinking. Devil, leave that behind. You're leaving behind a pattern of unhealthiness. If something is unhealthy here, if someone's trying to control, if someone's trying to be, oh, well, you're leaving me, whatever, you're like, that's your fault. Okay? That's your problem. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. You're here because you have a mission. I'm sorry, I have a mission. If you want to come with me, great, but you're going to have to level up. I'm not going to hang around just because you're sad about it or because you feel like, because you're making me smaller. That's not cool. That's not what divine beings do for each other. Fool, taking a leap of faith. That's not, okay? So let's hear from the Emperor Justice here. What say you, darling? Your death, your elevation, your higher, getting into that feeling of like, well, it's like detaching from, if you're so attached, you've got to hang on to this person. That's not healthy either. You've got to detach from them. This person has free will. Let them do it. I love you and release you to your own path. If you want to come with me, awesome. Thumbs up. But this is what I'm doing. Are you coming up here with me? Because I am not dragging your sorry ass with me. If you don't want to build yourself, be the light you want in the world, be the solution to a wicked problem, if you just want to control and stay the way things were, I'm out, right? Death, transformation here. I feel like, but only when you're strongly going in your direction, okay? Death, transformation here. You are transforming them. They're trying like hell. Two of Swords. But this is also like they're listening to their inner guides. They're not looking to outside sources for validation. Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. I mean, I'm such a Sag, right? Like, that's great. Look at that devil of death energy. That's fabulous. No, okay? But if they're not listening, Ace of Wands, they get inspired by you. And they stop listening to bullshit. They stop listening to these outside, this is, because we're moving, don't forget, we're moving the evolution of the human being, the evolution of us on this planet, the spiritual evolution is moving out of being so grounded. Well, that's not right. Moving out of being weighed down by earthly situations, weighed down by being earthly games, right? Weighed down, weighed down, weighed down. You're getting clear on this. I like that. It's like you're, what is the saying? You're grounded so you can reach for the stars or something like that. They're going to be inspired by you because you're like, okay, 0 fucks given. Okay, I trust myself. 10 of Swords. They will feel betrayed. They might offer passion to try to get you back in the corral. 10 of Swords. Wow, that's pretty tough. They will feel betrayed. Ace of Cups. Okay. Wow, that's a whip. That's a whipsaw. All right, that's whipsaw to me. It's somebody who is trying to kill these very powerful energies that have been holding them down. Like, you see, it's interesting here. See the feminine nature of this? These are all feminine cards, okay? So the Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Strength. These are all feminine versions of power and strength. The masculine versions of power and strength are square and blocky and rigid and not able to ascend. And I don't want to say the masculine's not ascending because they definitely are. But they're ascending by naturally balancing their feminine, right? They're bringing more feminine into it. You guys have been balancing by seeing that Pentacles have a reason for you, right? It has stability. We are living in the world. This is just how the world works, right? Even exchange, the law of exchange. I give energy and I get energy back. Money is just energy, right? Money is ideas, currency, whatever we're using. It's just an even exchange. When it's an even exchange, things can be elevated. When it's uneven, that's when you got a problem. And this is sort of like holding on to power. Because for centuries, the masculines have really ruled the world. They really have, with notable exceptions along the way. Very notable exceptions. But now, it's not really about a guy running a country or a guy running a company. It's more about the masculine and feminine each balancing themselves. So as we move on, there's going to be this real blending of the nature of masculine and feminine because we're becoming blended, right? We're going back to where the human is both. That's why you can do it yourself, right? Becoming a whole person. You're not needing outside validation. You're not needing outside resources. You're doing this for yourself. And your benefit as a feminine really is the strong reserve and connection to feelings. Feelings. Feelings is where it's at. So they become, I want to say frustrated. They feel betrayed. And it's like they fight it tooth and nail. They're going to fight this. And at the end, you have rid yourself of this devil energy through your own intuitive sense, High Priestess, Queen of Swords, your own knowing, trust your knowing, right? And it's peaceful. It's calm. It's peaceful. And now you're off on a new journey, right? You're escaping from this. And so you offer, or is the universe offers to them. I don't really feel like you actually make an offer. I feel like the universe goes, this train's leaving. You want to jump on board? I feel like the universe makes an opportunity, okay? That Ace of Cups, God is offering them. They're like lowest of low, death, Ten of Swords. Universe is offering them inspiration and love, a chance to feel their own feelings. Justice and Emperor, not really into feeling feelings. They got Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Boy, they feel betrayed by this elevation of you. Three of Pentacles. We can work it out. And so the level of compassion you're at is, it's the prodigal son. Okay? So they do some stupid stuff, and they're like, no, 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 and they hurt you, and yeah, and you're just like doing your own work. And they're going to come back around. Humbled. Changed. Changed by this transformation. And you're going to go, all right then. King of Wands. Passionate. High vibration. No longer fighting this. You're going to go, all right then. I trust my knowing. I'm on the right path. You are on the right path. King of Cups. Sharon. Wow. They still are, this is so cool, because they still are masculine. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. They still are masculine, but now moving away from this fire and brimstone, justice, to this King of Wands, King of Cups. Transformation. Away from trying to control the situation, what's right on the earth, like what's legal, what's right, what's, moving away from that. This transformation brings that's a feminine energy in the cup. They're still masculine there, though. This is not about them becoming women. All right, this is not that at all, and it's certainly not about you becoming men. This is about a balance, an internal balance. Ooh, that feels really good. One more, please. Four of Cups. That's a little bit petulant. Four of Cups. Yeah, okay. So so this is getting their sea legs. They're getting their sea legs. Three of Pentacles, we can work on this. And they're sort of like still there's a little boy inside them that's like, fuck you, right? There's a little bit of that left over. Petulant. I want to be this, Emperor Justice. Yet they're now transformed, Scorpio energy here, into King of Cups, King of Wands. The transformation is happening. And they may reach out, they may feel depressed and sad because you're sort of leaving them, all right? Like energetically leaving them. Because you got to go. There's timelines. There's timelines here. You got to go. You can't be waiting around anymore. So this Page of Cups that flew out in the beginning is, there's a text, there's an offer of a little fresh start here. And the compassionate person that you have become because you've ascended or are ascending, whatever stage you're in, is like, we can work this out. Because they're showing more feminine parts of themselves. They're welcoming that. They're not seeing your intuition as crazy. They're not seeing this whole ascension thing as, oh, what a pile of bullshit, right? It's like the men's have transformed through water, feelings. That's why death is Scorpio. There's some deep, deep feelings here. And it's like they're killing their logical mind. These are swords. They're killing their logical mind and allowing for the wand and the cup. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. King of Wands, King of Cups. They're allowing for that now. They're killing their very 3D. Wow. They're killing their very 3D on the planet kind of 1948 existence. They're killing that. So now, when they come back more humbled, more feminine, accessing their feminine nature, accessing their feelings. Engagement, flirt, engagement. Now, your life is ascending here to a higher level of commitment also. This one here, worth waiting for. Make the effort. So now, okay, so now what's going to need to happen? Wow, I'm totally goosebumpy on this one. You are the leader. You are the leader. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Super powerful, accessing those feelings. The Moon card here is very important. Piscean energy. It is all about accessing feelings. And you, as the feminine, have done the job of pulling in your masculine right on the planet. Being able to access abundance, being able to access mission, being able to strength, to ball this all up with your feminine self and really take care of yourself, be your best friend, be your guide, be your own husband, be your own whatever, right? You're able to be that now for yourself. And so that kind of makes this masculine feel a little out in the cold here. But in the end, their soul knows that that's what's supposed to happen. Okay? And they need to transform by incorporating their feminine side. And that's what happens. King of Wands, King of Cups. Flirt, engagement, worth waiting for, make the effort. So they're having to put down this old stuff, this old way of being, and become more, incorporate their feminine, embrace their feminine side, and channel it through their gifts, through what they're here to do. What problem are they here to solve? What's their individual mission? They need to access this feminine side of themselves. Passionate, loving, interested, egalitarian, communal, whatever it is, right? They need to access that. They need to access that. So this is a big, August 17th. I'm telling you, this fall is going to be incredible. It's like, you know, like at NASA when they move the rocket around to the launching pad. That's what's happening right now. Everyone's, you know, like we're testing the systems, making sure everybody's, you know, everything is a go. Everybody's got their stuff in the, right? And so it's a long process of preparation. You're ahead of the game here. And that means for the masculine, it's going to be whipsaw fast. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be rip the Band-Aid off, no, you know, rub some dirt on it kind of a thing. And through that, love wells up in them because they gain from this, even though they've lost. They've lost some stuff and they've gained new stuff. Okay, guys. I think I could go on a lot longer, but I think this is what needs to be said today. Trust your own knowing. That's what's going to get you there. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.